Hi, and welcome back to the channel. It's true, my name is Norf, and you've heard me say a number of times, I believe that skills are the currency for the work of tomorrow. But I've got a question for you this week. Do you think public speaking is a skill? So in this first of a three-part series, I'm going to take you through why learning the skill of becoming an excellent public speaker is not just beneficial to you, but also beneficial to the people listening to your message. In part 2, I'll take you through how to become an excellent public speaker. And then finally in part 3, I'm going to take you through what good public speaking examples look like versus not so good public speaking examples. So if that sounds good, let's get on with part 1. As is customary on the channel, strap yourselves in and let's get started. I am a firm believer that public speaking is a skill that needs to be honed. Some would argue that they could just stand up in front of some people or on a stage and speak publicly, and that's absolutely correct. We all have the ability to speak publicly. But do we all have the skill to be an excellent public speaker? Alright, there's some natural skill that you could potentially leverage to be a good public speaker. But like any skill, that skill needs to be practiced and honed. Think of the skill of playing drums, for example, or the skill of riding a motorcycle. You can't just jump on one of these things and expect to do it. You've got to learn the craft of being able to push a motorcycle around a corner, or to be able to hit a snare drum in 2 different ways. First and foremost, out of the gate, learning the skill of becoming an excellent public speaker helps with your confidence. You may say to me, Norf, every time I stand in front of people or I get on camera or I'm on stage, I feel nervous. And actually, the feeling of nervousness and excitement are broadly the same. So if you tell yourself you're feeling nervous, you will eventually become that. Conversely, if you tell yourself, I'm excited, that is a whole different mindset altogether. Having an air of self-confidence, not being big-headed, but having an air of self-confidence, people will perceive you as a leader, and leadership skills are qualities that I think are in very short supply. And having that short supply of great leadership skill, again, another skill to be practiced, is only going to positively impact your career development. And if you're just starting out your career, that's definitely something that you're going to need. Public speaking is used in more ways than we initially realize. The skill of being able to speak publicly on an excellent level draws your audience in, especially if you come up with concise talking points and conversational aspects in your delivery, is going to make people think, actually, this is someone worth listening to. And if you're an individual that's passionate about the topic that you're talking about, that's not going to be a waste of your audience's time. And some of us will acutely know when we've sat through presentations, at the end of it, if they're really not worth the time, we'll say, I'll never get that time back. So let's invest in the skill of being able to speak well publicly, because that's only going to be positive towards our audience. Just like the skills of playing drums or riding a motorcycle, there is balance of challenge versus success. And you'll know the only place to learn a new skill is outside of our comfort zone, something that we've never tried before, something that we have no inclination of. But as we try, as we challenge ourselves and we succeed, we begin to learn those skills. So the first point of learning the skill of becoming an excellent public speaker is going to help with your confidence. Point number 2 this week, becoming an excellent public speaker helps with your personal development. You've heard it said, growth only happens outside of your comfort zone. Being comfortable with being uncomfortable affords you the opportunity of learning, and learning the skill of being an excellent public speaker is no different. As you learn and refine the elements and the tactics and the skill of becoming an excellent public speaker, you are investing in your personal development. You're changing neural pathways to be able to think differently, to think much faster. You're learning the art of questions and answers. You're learning the 3 Ds of those answers: to deflect, to delegate, or to defer. One of the things that you will learn is to find your authentic voice, and you'll go through different styles, different things, and you'll eventually find your own authentic voice. By way of example, back in the day, when I was training to be a radio presenter, we recorded all of our shows. And the only way to improve or to get better was to listen back to your shows. They were very painful, and I'll be very quick to add, they'll never see the light of day. Never. But in order for me to improve as a presenter, I had to listen back to how I did. And I would always pick out 3 things that went really well. And then I'd pick out 1 thing that I needed to improve, an opportunity for upgrade, if you will. So in your journey of personal development and becoming an excellent public speaker, all of these elements will pull together to help you find your authentic voice. Your personal development is within your control, so what are you going to learn? But be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Learn those new skills. After all, once you've learned those skills, you're able to then, and this is where part 3 kicks in, share those skills with others and share your passion with others. Gracious, if you've got a great idea or you're a positive force in this world, we really do want to hear your voice. And by leveraging the art and learning the skill of being able to become an excellent public speaker is going to stand you in very, very good stead. I remember when I was about 4 years old, I was desperate to play drums. I had absolutely no clue what the drums were, what the shiny things that stood on top of stands were. But as time went on, I got drum lessons and I learned all the names of the drums, all the parts of the drums. Those shiny things on sticks, yeah, they're called cymbals. And I learned how to play drums. I learned how to keep time. And being an excellent public speaker is absolutely no different. All right, granted, anyone can stand up and speak, but having the art and having the skill of being able to project your voice, to be able to use pitch, power, and pace in your tone, to use hand gestures as well to get your point across, these are all things that have to be learned. I have to tip my hat to people who speak multiple languages, and being able to be a confident public speaker in a language that isn't your native tongue is phenomenal. So in this first of a 3-part series, we looked at why learning the skill of becoming an excellent public speaker is not just beneficial for you, but also beneficial to the people listening to your message. The first thing we talked about this week was confidence. If you're able to stand on stage or in front of a camera and articulate your point, articulate your message, listen to questions, bring answers to those questions in a really capable and confident way, you'll be seen as a leader. And if you're just starting your career, that's only going to positively benefit you in terms of moving your career on. Or if you're already in a career and you're looking to level up your public speaking skill, that's only going to positively impact you when you look to go for that next promotion or you go for that slightly different job. The second thing we looked at this week was the impact of that self-confidence on your personal development. By being comfortable with being uncomfortable opens you up to an opportunity of learning, not just in your current lane, but also in the adjacencies to your lane. The third point we looked at this week was to share what you know. You might be passionate about a particular topic or subject, but being able to share that in a really concise, conversational way is only going to make a positive impact to people listening to your message. And that's it for this first part of a 3-part series. We looked at why. Next time, we're going to look at how to become an excellent public speaker. And then after that, we'll look at what some great examples of public speaking looks like versus not great examples of what public speaking looks like. Do drop a comment and let me know if you think public speaking is a skill worth spending the time on or whether it's not. And that really is it for this week. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time here. As you know, I'm a big fan of the number 3, so if you would, please do 3 things for me. If you like the content, please do give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're not yet subscribed, and then hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on when I upload brand new content to the channel. Again, thank you for choosing to spend your time here, and I'll see you in part 2.